But what about somebody who's not really thinking they're ready to sell quite yet? Why do they need to go through the process of valuing their business?
I think I'll start with that one. There's a lot of reasons that you need to have a valuation, right? So if you're going to gift something to your kids, you have a business and you want to gift some shares to your kids, that is a reason that you're going to need a valuation done. IRS requires a full valuation. So you can go do something on a napkin maybe, or find some multiples and put it down, and then that's the number you're going to give to your kid, but that's not going to hold up with the IRS. It's not going to hold up in court. So gifting is a big one. This year the gift exemption amount is $15,000. Obviously with the new estate tax rules, you're up to 11 million in exemptions now, which is huge. But over the next 10 years, remember that sunsets, that's not forever. So you have to pay attention to that, and there's good opportunity to do estate planning. We're not here for tax, right? I love tax, so I might get off into that. Estate planning is another one. A shareholder passes away, you're going to want to have a valuation done for that. Even if it means you're not going to have to file an estate tax return, right? Because 2017 it was at 5.9, somewhere in there. 2018 now it's up to 11.1. So I may not have to file an estate tax return, but I can get a stepped up basis in those shares, which means I'm not going to pay as much tax down the road. So it definitely is worth your time to be doing a valuation for those purposes. ESOPs, employee stock ownership plans, those have to have valuations every year. Good opportunity for business owners to sell off part of their business, right, to an ESOP. Engage the employees in your business a little more. It's a little expensive. Some of them have to have audits. Some of them, obviously, you have to have a valuation done every year. It's pretty well regulated, those ESOPs are, so that's another reason for it. Buy-sell agreements. If your business does not have a buy-sell agreement, or if you're an owner or shareholder, you definitely need to have a buy-sell agreement. And most of those buy-sell agreements are going to be funded by life insurance. Well, how are you going to know what value to put on that life insurance? Well, you should have a valuation done. And you can't just do it once, right? Because I may set up my business and have it running in 2 years and do my valuation now, and now 10 years down the road, my value just went up 10 times, but my funding of that life insurance is way behind. So somebody's going to be messed up. Somebody's going to be working with the spouse of the other owner, which may not be a great deal. So,
if you want to hear horror stories,
yeah, we've got some.
We got more.
Yeah. So, sorry, I'm talking off. You guys want to chime in? Oh,
Go ahead.
Here we go. Sorry. S-Corp conversions. So if you're a C-Corp right now, obviously tax reform changed a lot of this, so C-Corps are now taxed at 21% flat rate, right? So, which is a great thing for C-Corps. Are you going to have S-Corps going back to C-Corps? Probably not. We're going to think about that, right? So are you going to have C-Corps going to S-Corps? Maybe. But that is a reason to have a valuation, because if a C-Corp goes to an S-Corp, there's a thing called big tax, built-in gains tax. And if you sell things within the next 5 years of becoming an S-Corp, you may have to pay tax inside the S-Corp. So, sorry, I don't want to get technical, but that's a reason if you do a conversion, you're going to need a valuation done there too. So, okay, I'll stop talking.
I guess I can think of a couple other reasons. If you're thinking about issuing stock compensation, you'll need a valuation for those purposes as well. And then I guess it's sort of related to transactions, but if you are following GAAP and there is an acquisition of assets or an entire business, there will be fair value reporting requirements. So we can kind of lump that under compliance, but that would be another reason that often someone like myself would come in and value, in this case, specific assets.
Now, those are the hard requirements under compliance. Let's talk about litigation for a second. Without asking the question, I'm going to ask it anyway. How many people in here have been involved in a divorce in their lifetime? Okay, Eric, we're friends, so I'm going to call you out on this. How'd that go? And that's just, I just wanted to put the spotlight on the type of transaction, because I do a lot of divorce work, and what happens in a divorce is that it gets very emotional. I hope that you had a somewhat friendly separation, but they don't always happen that way. In many cases, we get put in the middle and say, how much is the interest in this business worth? When the emotions get thrown in there on top of the compliance requirement, it gets very, very interesting. We get brought in all the time, and in most cases, these cases do not settle. These cases provide me the opportunity to go and say hi to the judge after saying I do. Shareholder disputes the same way. Marriages are really great when things are going well, but when they go sour, they go bad. In many cases, the only way you're going to be able to decide how to cut the pie is through evaluation. Damage calculations. I'm involved in litigation project right now where the minority shareholder basically got shoved out because the business was too profitable and the majority owner wanted to keep it all for himself. Under Minnesota minority shareholder rules, things are kind of interesting, but we had to value the damn thing so that we could figure out where to go with it. Bankruptcy. Bankruptcy referees can get really excited about the fact that you claim that your business isn't worth anything, and it probably is. And then the creditors get involved, as well as the shareholders and family members of the estate and things like that. These are types of situations where valuation, the information, knowledge is power comes into play. Hopefully it doesn't take you all the way into court, but many times it does. The third area that we get involved with is advisory. Ron probably knows a little bit about this because you're involved in enough transactional work. Somebody comes to us and says, well, I'm thinking about selling. I'm 64 years old and I want to sell by the end of the year. Well, Ron and I throw them out on their ear because they really need to be thinking about this 5 years ahead of time. You want to position your company to get the most that you can get, but you need to know what that number might be so that you can plan for it. We've already talked about buy-sell agreements, but just strategic planning. You're involved in a startup, and you're thinking that your exit might like to be in 5 years. You're going to have to do some projections. You're going to have to do some ideas. You have to find out what those value drivers in your business are, and a business valuation can help provide that. To summarize, compliance, litigation, advisory services. And believe me, we've seen, can they say damn near? Damn near everything. Nothing surprises us anymore. And the opportunity to work with all kinds of different businesses provides us with a perspective. You might only see it once in your life. We've seen it hundreds of times, if not thousands of times.
All right, thank you.